Hey traders, Parker here, my key levels indicator. This indicator focuses on the high and low of different periods. So the main three periods it focuses on is your day, your week, and your month. So it focuses on those levels because those create ranges, and they also create give you an idea of support and resistance as well. So you can see from the bubbles where you can see your high day here. This low day's been covered up by your pre-market lows as well. Excuse me. And here's your pre-market high. PD, anything with a P in front of it is going to be your previous period. So previous day close, PDC, PWL, previous week low, PDL, previous day low. And here's your current low of day. So it focuses on those levels to give you different levels of risk off of and give you an idea where the stock is trading at. Also, you get your after hours high and your after hours low as well. This cloud right here, what you're seeing, this big white cloud or whatever. So this white cloud represents a fib levels for you, and right now it's focusing on your previous day high and low. So this would be your 78.6, this would be your 61.8, your midpoint, your 50, your 38.2, and then your 236 or 263 fib level, and then of course your previous day low. Those fibs can be altered as well in the indicator. So you can manipulate those fibs. So it's 236. That's our fib level. So this orange area right here is going to be your open range breakout indicator. It's built in this as well. And you can see how Microsoft, after the market opened up, is focused on this first 5-minute candle. So your first 5-minute candle is used for your open range breakout indicator. You can set that for whatever you want to set it for, but I have it set for the first 5-minute candle. And you can see how price, it tried to breach that first, the second 5-minute candle tried to breach that high. It did, but it fell right back into it. Found support at the previous day low. And you can see all these lows that hit the previous day low, which is acting as an area of support. And then it finally was able to push above the midpoint of the open range of this 5-minute candle. And then it got back to today's open. And then from there, it still couldn't. It retested the high of that first 5-minute candle, and then it got rejected. Found support or buyers in this area here. That's why you got this long wick. It's almost like a hammer, but it shows you a key reversal right there, and you can see it pushed above with volume. And then it came back here and retested these fib levels. So these give you different areas to risk off of and to test these areas for support and resistance. You can see right here, it came back here to the pre-market high, and it couldn't break above for about 10-15 minutes, and then finally broke above, broke down below it, came back, retested the PDC previous day close, and pushed back above, and it's here at the 78.6 field. And so what it's really doing is trading inside of this previous day candle. So that's so this is what this indicator gives you, all of that information by just looking at it and looking at the clouds as well. So you can manipulate your ORB from here. So I have my range for 5 minutes, so 9:30 to 9:35. I live in Central Time, so that's why I have to set it for, even though the market is really on Eastern Time, New York time. So this right here shows you ORB below this period. So you take, if you look at a period higher than an hour, you want to be able to see your ORB. So this goes to plot the lines for the ORB or show the range, show today's range. If you want to look at the range on multiple days or look at the ORB on multiple days, you just select no for that. So right now it's showing every day. So you can come in here and not plot the ORB if you're not going to use that. So we'll select no, show last period. So these control your previous levels. If I want to see all those previous levels for the day, I would select no. Same situation here with the week. If I want to see all those previous levels for the week, I would select no in the month as well. This control your bubbles. So if I don't want to see any of those bubbles, I would select no. So let's go back into it. I'm going to take it up to a higher time period because I have it on a 5 minute, and this has been delayed because of I'm using on demand. Right now I have it on a 5 day, 5 minutes, so you're not actually able to see your monthly levels. So if I wanted to see those monthly levels, I've had to take it above, I have to put it on the 30-day chart. So I'm going to take it up to a 30-day, 15-minute chart. Now that I have a period with 30 days, I can see my previous month high and my previous previous month low. Excuse me. You can see where the stock Microsoft found support from October's low, October's low, monthly low right here. You can see they tested it here and tested it here twice as well on this 15-minute chart. And then from there, you can see where it actually just, let me scroll forward. It found support there, and it pushed up from there. And so I'm going to cut those other levels on, so we'll be able to see our day, our week, and all those levels that you can't, that are previous. Now, because I have all these previous levels shown this previous day, the Fibonacci cloud is actually shown on each day as well, and you can see all your previous highs and lows as well from your other days, from these previous days. You can see you had a nice breakout right here when it dropped back into this 263 area right here. And you see where it broke above, found support on this previous day's high right there. So I'm going to take it up to a higher time period. So I'm going to take it up to a daily period. Now that I've taken it up to a higher time frame, you can see where all these additional levels come into play as well. Right now, that Fibonacci cloud is just dragging on all these different levels because I have it set for the previous day. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to change it for the previous month. The previous month. And I'm going to get rid of all these daily levels before I do that. So you can see how all these other additional levels are showing up as well. So these long lines right here, those will be your monthly. This light green, that light orange will be your previous weekly highs as well. For anybody that's interested in those. So I'm going to cut all of those back off, and we're going to go back to a clean indicator, and we're going to set this for our previous month. So now the fib level is focused on our previous monthly high and previous month low. You can see where when you zoom in, you can see your day's high and your day's low, your previous day low, your previous day close, your previous day high. All these are for from price, so you can really just look at price, and you get an indication from the bubbles where these different highs and lows are. The weekly levels are stretched over as well. So for you to be able to look at this like the way it is, you have to increase your bar count up to 20, expand your bar area up to 20, and it should give the bubbles some area to separate from, so they're not on top of each other. So we have our previous month high, our previous month low. You can see your low week, previous week low, a higher week right here, current high week, and your previous week's high as well. So everything is stretched away from each other. And here's our higher month. So this is the high of November as far as this day is, as far as this month is right now. So high month and lower month for the month of November. And you can see right now Microsoft dipped back into this bucket of this 263 fib right here. And hopefully next week it could break back above this 418. You can see where it tried to get back above the 61.8 area here. It kind of sort of did here, but then it just fell right back below as well. So the Fibonacci cloud gives you, it's very versatile and gives you different areas to risk off of, not just from your highs and lows, but areas within those highs and lows of those days, those weeks, and those months, whichever one you prefer. And you can see the indicator when I take it up to a weekly, everything works just fine as well. So when I took it above, the daily levels will go away because you can't look at the lower levels on a higher time frame. So, but you can still see our weekly levels and our monthly levels. And this indicator works on all time frames. Except for when you're looking at, you can't look at lower time frame stuff on a higher time frame, but you can look at higher stuff on a lower time frame. And you can see how everything is playing out on this week. And you can see this week was a bullish engulfing, a bearish engulfing because it's yellow candle. How it breached the high and low of the previous week. And you can see these candles are where they were trading. This made a lower low, but it's still kind of sort of trade within the range of this previous candle back here that was made during earnings. So I'm pushing it up to a monthly, and we're going to look at it from that aspect as well. Now we're seeing things from a monthly level. All those lower time frame identifiers went away, but we can see from here we're trading inside the previous month's high and low. And you can see these levels represent that. PMH is previous month high. You can't see it there because the high and low is so close together, but PML, previous month low, and right under is the low month. And this is your high month of this current month. And I'm just going to cut on those monthly levels. So, show only last period month. I'm going to select no, and it should give me all those previous monthly levels. It's giving me these monthly levels, and also the cloud is stretched on these monthly levels as well. It's probably going to work better if I switch it down to a weekly level. And you can see this the cloud excuse me, still on these previous month levels because I have those monthly levels selected, but it's still giving you areas to risk off of. Just like here, you broke above that previous month, so this is September, so this must be August's monthly high, and broke above August's monthly high, but came right back in. So that's what this indicator would look like on you have those this selected as no to show all the previous months, and you have it set for your previous month for the fib range. So I'm going to select no, and that's what it's going to give us this cleaner chart, and I'll push it back down to 1 day, 5 day, 5 minute, 5 day. And we can see all our levels, everything. So one of the reasons why I made this is because I wanted a cleaner chart. And you got a pretty clean chart now with everything pushed into the forward instead of being pushed into the rear. So it was one other thing I wanted to do. But you can see how everything works on this indicator on these higher time frames. So now we're back on our lower time frame. Oh, the pre-market also has fibs as well. You can't see them as well on Microsoft because they move with the lowest low and the highest low of that range. But this right here be your mid. This would be your pre-market high, pre-market low. Your 263, your 382, your 61.8, and your 78.6 fib. Probably look better if I did it. Oh, there's your after hours. So your after hours moved away from where it was before in the rear back here. Now it's actually, because the stock is moved into after hours, now it's here. And I think this will look better on Microsoft. I mean, not Microsoft, but on S&P. Now I have it on Fridays day, and you can see where the fibs actually did come into play with the S&P 500. You can see right here after it made its range high and then its range low, pre-market low here. It gave you the range to risk off of, especially if you're trying to play pre-market. You can see where it hit the 38.2 and your 263 fib right here, and then finally broke above, got back above the midpoint, struggled with the 78.6, and found support to 61.8 where it tested it here. And you can see Friday was really a volatile day. It was really just up and down, up and down. But you can see where this Fibonacci cloud, low part of Fibonacci cloud, really played a part in an area to risk off of with support and resistance. You had both your previous day close and your open almost the same, really just 1 cent different, as you can see right there. And you can see where your previous day high as well played a difference, and your pre-market high as well. So I'm going to cut the ORB back on, and then I'm going to show you the premium version of this indicator. So here's our ORB back on here. Excuse me. And you can see where that first 5-minute candle played a great part in support and resistance as well of an area for it to test off of. So I'm going to put the premium version of this indicator on. And I'm going to put one of the other features of this premium version on here as well. So if you decide to go with the premium version, and you're going to also get these prior day POCs or point of controls. You could change it from it kind of looks like it's messy, but once you zoom into it, I'm gonna pull this down for a moment and we can look at it from this aspect. I think I have this set for the week, so previous week, because it's put on the previous day, so it looks the same as the regular one. So with the premium version, you're going to get these time reminders, and you can see pre-market's open 5 minutes after pre-market, 15, 30 minutes, then an hour before the market open. Then you have your 30 minutes, so it almost works like a countdown, and it goes all the way into the market close. So that's one of the features. You're going to get these bubbles to say inside week, inside day, inside month. You're going to get the bubbles say gap up, a gap down. The gap up will be green, the gap down be red. You're also going to get your bullish engulfing or bearish engulfing label as well. You can see right here you have your 52-week high and low. You have your day high and low as well as no bubbles. With the time reminders, if you want to see all those time reminders, more anyway, the half hour and the hours throughout the day, which is to chop up price even more. If you're this type of trader, hey, that's the first hour of the day, and you can see how everything kind of pushed up, was very volatile the first hour of the day, and then you can see how everything kind of switched over to a more quieter period. You can also see the time reminders are only on this period right here. But one of the things I noticed this week was it was like after every hour, at least for these 2 days, it seemed like the market would drop that first hour and then it would pick back up. And there you go, drop the first hour and then pick back up. It didn't do it on this day. It pretty much just went up. But that's one of the things I had noticed, I guess for Thursday and Wednesday and Thursday. So I'm going to take it up to a higher time frame. We're going to go to daily levels. One of the other things you're going to get, because this cloud right here represents your inside week. This cloud is affixed to your previous week's high and low to indicate to you, hey, this is trading within this range. And it did not breach that range of that previous week. And you have these bigger boxes, these white boxes represents your inside monthly levels. I think either NVIDIA has a lot going on. It had, see, here's your previous, your inside month with the inside week inside of it. Then you had after that week, it broke above. And you had this inside week right here. And then it broke above as well. So NVIDIA has a bullish engulfing week. It has a inside day where this candle is traded within the high and low of the previous day. Holy Grail And let me cut on those bubbles. So you also get these bubbles also to show you, hey, this is inside bar, engulfing bar, and Holy Grail Nirvana. And now you can see where these light blue bubbles right here, it shows you ISB stands for inside bar. So you have an engulfing bar, then an inside bar, which represents a Holy Grail, which is showing you, hey, it was very volatile. This previous day was very volatile, but today is not as volatile. So it's kind of like a calming period for me, and it's just telling you look for price action. Make sure you pay attention to price action because it's volatile the previous day, but now it's in this quiet period where it's trading within a range high and low, and it didn't breach the low of the previous day. The Nirvana is the exact opposite. Let me find Nirvana. Here's one of the Nirvanas right here. You have an inside bar trade within this range here, and then you had an engulfing bar where it breached above the inside bar, and it was hoping it was going to be bullish, and it did actually open up higher than the previous day's high, and it pushed up a little bit, but it came back down. So it gives you those aspects of an inside bar, side bar, and because this was a bullish engulfing, you got a green label at the bottom of the candle, and because this one was a bearish engulf, you got a red cloud. So you can have those bubbles on. Sometimes they can be they can cover up price, and they're not. Sometimes they're not helpful. Sometimes they are. It all depends on you as a trader, especially if you're a day trader or swing trader. You might want to look at those on a higher time period. The other thing that I wanted to show you was the POCs. I have this on here twice, huh? So it says prior POC. POC stands for point of control. Point of control, it represents the highest volume at that price. It comes from the volume profile. It's an indicator that's already on Thinkorswim. I'm going to put that on. I'm going to take it down to a lower time period, and I'm going to pull this one back. So you can see the PLCs, they're different colors. So let me pull this down and we can see a little bit more clear. And right now I have on a daily level, and we can see NVIDIA really struggled with these prior days PLCs. You can see right here, this is the prior day PLC. This blue color right here is your current PLC or point of control, where price was most price was most traded at that price level. I think it looks better on the S&P 500, but it's still showing you where price was traded, where most trades were taken at those levels. And you can see right here, act as support, or it can act as resistance as well. And usually I look at these on a monthly level. So I'm going to take it up to a higher time period. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to change this to from day to month. I'm going to leave that tick size alone. And you can see where price was drawn to these levels, and buyers came in and pushed back above. And right now it's struggling with this current month's POC or point of control, or point where volume was traded mostly at this price, $595. And to me, it's acting as resistance, and you could expect a little more downfall in the market if the market actually does reverse. If my mouse is gonna work. So I just set that like that, and we'll just look for it. And this is considered a floating island because of the huge gap up in price. But you can see how price came back to this previous all-time high here, and it retested it. Once it gapped up, it retested this high right here, came all the way back above, came back down and retested the same area that I had marked off from this previous all-time high. And that's really what you want to do with these levels. So you're going to get those two, and you're going to get the watch list column as well. So the watch list column that you're actually going to be getting is this ORB one. You're going to be getting the standard volume deviation watch list column, and your pre-market watch list column as well. And this works on your pre-market range, your high, low. So you can see close is greater than the pre-market high. And then you have your breakout, and then you have the close is greater than the midpoint, and then you have the close is less than the low. Yeah, close is less than the pre-market low, and then you have the close is greater than pre-market. Close is less than the pre-market midpoint. Same situation here. When you look at the ORB, close is greater than the range. That's what it means it's greater than range high. And you could sort everything accordingly. So that's what I was doing this week. I waited 5 minutes before I took any trade, and I looked at the ones that were greater than the first 5 minute candles. And this XCUR gave a great trading range. And let's see, it's just been a skyrocketing. So I'm gonna put the premium version back on here, and you can see where it's showing you the inside months and inside weeks, and you just see where it's just skyrocketing. The thing that's coloring the bars is my relative volume indicator, and I'm gonna take it down to a 5 minute, and you can see how this thing really just took off. It struggled in the beginning. It was up pre-market, came back down. It didn't touch any of the pre-market levels. You could say it kind of sort of hit that right there. But for the most part, it came back into this first 5 minutes here. And then it gave you a sign right here with this big volume on this candle right here. It kind of just fluctuated around a little bit. And then it finally found its way after this 5th hour of the day. And then power hour came in, and this thing just went up to $27 after hours. And I have an alert there set to let me know if it's still above 25. I may be able to take a trade on it Monday morning. What other stock? Tesla was good. And because I have it on a monthly, those POCs are not going to show up unless I have on a 30-day chart. But Tesla had a nice play too. If you took this first 5 minute trade, it came to this 5 minute low, and I would have taken this trade at these lows. And you can see this purple line right here. That was the previous day close. And you can see where it found all the support around there. And it's open range, this 5 minute low, this candle right here. And then it finally broke above and decided its way. So this is the first hour. So this first hour trading, Tesla was volatile, especially over here. And then it started ranging, but it just took off after that first hour. So those are the features of the indicator. If you come in here, you can change anything that you want on these different indicators. If you don't like the colors I've chosen, go change the colors or whatever. RB, the previous, I showed you all of those. It has some of the excuse me, the same features of the previous one of the regular indicator. Then it has all these different. You don't want to see those labels, you can cut all those labels off. You want to change in those colors, you could change all those colors. You could change everything that you've seen on here. So the indicator is fully customizable. So you could change the color on any of these. The range top one is the open range breakout. So PD, like I said, anything with a P stands for a previous period. So previous day high color, previous day low color, previous month high color. You can change any of those colors to whatever you want. But that's going to be the end of the video. I want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. If you're interested in the indicator, looking at the link in the description, you'll be able to find it. I wish you the best and God bless. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe.